Hi, how are you today? That's good. I'm doing pretty well. So, what brings you here today? Really? Let me see. Oh my goodness. You're kidding me. Would you look at that? Lauren Ostrowski Fenton. She made a book. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, I've known her for a long time. Oh my goodness. This is so cool. Hey, thank you for dropping this off. Yeah, I really like hardbacks. Um, a single mother of 4 children, including twins, Lauren holds honorary degree in anthropology and a master's in counseling from Monash University, Australia, and has worked as a personal trainer, life coach, speaker, and meditation teacher for many years. She has a popular YouTube channel and presents a podcast called Being Well with Lauren. In Daily Rituals for Happiness, Lauren candidly shares her personal experience of loss, childhood bullying, relationship changes, and the many ups and downs of being a single mom. With humor and insight, she offers hope, support, and practical advice to readers on their own journey. Her heartfelt and approachable writing style allows readers to feel like they are listening to a life story told by a good friend over a cup of tea. Would you look at that? Daily Rituals for Happiness, How to Be Happy Every Single Day by Lauren Ostrowski Fenton. And I actually know Lauren. I've known her for a long time. She is the dearest person, genuinely kind, has always been very kind to me. And, well, the respect I have for her is immense. I mentioned, I don't know if you knew this, I mentioned in an interview that I did on my Insane Asylum channel that one of the reasons I got into doing ASMR is because of Lauren's witness to me. She was one of the early artists who was doing meditation videos and self-help videos, and right around the time the term, the coining of ASMR came along, and I think the world of her. She is a devoted mother of 4. I don't know if she's a single mom now, but she was when we talked more often. I mentioned that I was buying this book, but I didn't know it was going to arrive today. And she really knows how to cut through the bull crap and just, I mean, look at this. Oh my gosh. There's tables in this book so you can write notes on your personal progress on different issues. Wow. That is, let's see, I am age 46. Well, that'd be a good one for me to read. She went through a lot at 46. Now, we're just friends, but I love her like a sister. And I know we don't know each other that well. But I think the world of Lauren. And a lot of that comes from the way I see her interact with her children And I would say, in general, her and I have a lot in common when it comes to child rearing. Very devoted to our kids and our kids' well-being. She's raising very strong children, very strong little boys and little girls. And I admire that about her so much. I've got to write some people about this. I've got to tell some people that Lauren's got this book out, because I haven't done that yet. I know. Well, you never seem to have the time. You don't mind if I shoot off a quick email, do you? Oh, I need to take a photo of this book. You never have the time. I can't. It's been a year, a little over a year, since I spoke to Lauren. Well, I spoke to her recently about the book, but that was just, a quick conversation. We're both busy. She's a single mom, raising kids. I'm working my butt off for my family, saving the world from paranormal activities. And, hang on a minute. I just want to send this email. I'm going to send an email real quick. All right. But last time we spoke, it was about a year ago. About a year ago, almost exactly, we had a really nice conversation. And I hadn't talked to her a lot, and it was like yesterday. She's just, how you doing? How's the family? How you been? Touching base on some subjects. And she was just so wonderful to talk to. And I know I go on and on about my friends, but I really do care about them. I've known Lauren for a long time. I believe since 2009, maybe 2010 we met. And I just can't believe I have something like this. Well, I ordered it off of Amazon.com. Oh, it's just so lovely. I'm just so impressed. And look at that. Oh, look at that. Gold leaf lettering. Ostrowski House. I like that. I did notice this one. I was just flipping through it just now. She talks about here, okay, do you want to feel happy every single day? Written by Lauren Ostrowski Fenton, Daily Rituals for Happiness is a user-friendly guidebook that teaches readers a step-by-step technique for experiencing happiness every single day. Focusing on rituals as the key to happiness, which I think does help. Rituals. I don't call them rituals. I call them habits. I call them routine. But I believe that routine, rituals, daily routines, as I would refer to them, really do help you keep going. She's right about that. And I'm a very routine-oriented person, so when I go out of my routine, it kind of befuddles me a little bit. The only time I can do that is when I'm on vacation because I'm not home. So it's like a switch flips, and I automatically don't follow my daily rituals, daily routines. So I can really relate to what she's saying there real quickly. You have to have structure in your life, and the structure has to be followed to a degree. To be rigid, but it needs to be followed pretty closely. And the reason that helps is it helps, especially when you're raising kids. You have to have very, very, not strict, but healthy, active routine to keep the kids going in one direction. I'm telling you. And the older they get, the more structure they need, not less. They actually need more. And when they're little, they can just watch some cartoons and be kids. But as they get older, they really have to develop. You have to take them to the library, get them into sports, extracurricular activities, band, music. You have to get them versed in different talents and different aspects of the world so that they start to find the things that they excel at and enjoy. So, okay, let's see. Key to happiness. Okay, The book details the significance of these simple yet powerful practices and explores how they help instill a sense of self through reinforcing values, affirming connection to the community, and supporting well-being. Through insightful exercises in each chapter, readers are encouraged to develop self-awareness and create their own rituals with an emphasis on feeling sensations of comfort, experiencing meaningful engagement, and embracing the rewards which come with planning and achieving realistic goals. The book provides support and encouragement for those who feel lost, lack motivation, and are searching for a straightforward and sustainable method to feel happy every day. Interwoven throughout is the beautiful story of the special relationship between Lauren and her father, Leonard Ostrowski, a Polish World War II survivor who emigrated to Australia, bringing with him his recipe for family resilience, celebration, and being happy. That answers a lot of questions to me. I'm not making this up. When I was a young man, I was about 19 or 20 years old. I worked with a lot of Polish immigrants in a steel fabrication factory, like where we assembled steel for structural buildings. And these were some of the hardest working men. They went to work every day. I was a young man, and I'd maybe blow off a day of work to go to a park with my girlfriend once in a great while. And they called me part-timer. They said, "Oh, part-time help, part-time help." They were the most work ethic. I mean, and I can see where Lauren gets it from. Everybody from Poland I knew was the hardest working person I ever met. And later in life, I met some second generation Polish people, maybe third generation, and they are very hard to. You're not going to find a harder working, more dedicated person out there. And I know stereotypes are sometimes negative, and maybe even positive stereotypes based on where a person's from. Maybe not be the best thing, but they came through so much. The Polish immigrants, Polish descendants I knew, they went through so much in Europe with the 2 world wars that when they came over here, they just excelled because they were like, we're not losing out on this opportunity. They really took the bull by the horns and said, we're going to make something of ourselves here. I just can't get over this, how awesome this is. You are so much bigger than what he said, she said, but only if you say. We each have infinite potential. Simply be yourself. I'm tapping on top of the words, that's why I'm messing up. Simply be yourself. Okay. Next time someone labels you as different, be proud. No one ever became a leader, created something new, thought up a new idea, or stepped beyond their comfort zone by being the same or normal. Resist the sheep mentality and be creative and create, strive, and achieve. Lauren Ostrowski Fenton. I love this book. And I had 2 sons like she did, and I have pictures like that of my boys. But they're not like that anymore. They're about a foot, a couple inches taller than me. I am dying to read about her father. I am absolutely dying to read about her dad. I have several friends my age, and the one thing all of them have in common is the devotion and love to their fathers, and the experiences their fathers went through from World War II to now, or when they passed, and just some incredible stories. I mean, my goodness. And we're all getting up there in age, and it's just amazing that we have similar values that our fathers taught us from this horrendous experience, in some ways, of World War II and afterwards. My father spent a lot of time in the military, and I got those experiences. And, you talk to these people, and it's like, they'll be so blunt about history. When John F. Kennedy was killed, for instance, my father would say, they took my president away. And they really felt that, Oh, this is so nice. I know a couple friends that would absolutely love this book. And I'm going to write them right now. I have to. Do you mind? Do you mind if I didn't think you would, but I just think it's rude not to ask. Oh my goodness. Let me write a couple friends real quick. Let's see what I got here. No, you can talk to me while I type up a couple letters. Actually, I'd love to get a photograph of that. Can we get a photo of that? How do you do that? Well, just let me turn my monitor and I can see that better. How did I get involved? Well, I think I was too angry a person when I was younger to be a good ASM artist. And watching people, some of the original artists come along and just see the selflessness that a lot of them had, and the kindness that they expressed to their viewers. And Lauren and I got to be friends because we were kind of building our channels at the same time, and we just became friendly with each other, and just hit it off. And she was just the easiest person to talk to, for me at least. Send that email. How do you do that there? I get my mouse. You just click it there. Let me send one more here. Go through my address book here. So anyway, I really think I had to grow up and calm down my spirit. And part of what helped me was I didn't lose my job. They closed the plant I was working at. I worked at a power plant, and they closed it. It was an older plant, and it got closed. And so I lost my job, but it was like a severance deal. It wasn't like I got fired. We all got let go. And I got a job right away after a couple months because my job was in great demand. And I felt so grateful, and I felt so much happiness in my life. And I started to think, I want to try something different. I want to keep this positive feeling of, I was in an unhappy job. I was in an unhappy place in my life. And I really want to turn that around. I wanted to make a clean break. And I've learned that from a lot of life coaches and self-help gurus, whatever you want to call them. And just kind people in general. When you get that opportunity in life for a second chance, for a major change in your life, You take that ball and you run with it. You run all the way to the goalpost and just keep on going. So here I am, 44, maybe 45 years old, out of a job, 2 boys in college, just lost my job. And I'm so happy. I have to convince you of this. I lost a job making close to $100,000 a year, and I replaced it with a job making not quite half that, but on that side of it per year. Wife has to go full time, different things, lots of changes in my life. I'm out on my butt, and it's right after Christmas, and I've got 2 boys in college, and I'm thrilled to death that I got canned at work, that they closed the plant. Took my severance, took my pension, took my everything, and I just ran out the door, and I was thrilled to death. I had my health insurance through my wife's job, so I was covered. No problem there. And you've got to say, well, how could you be happy? I was in an unhappy job. I was not happy with my job. I was not happy with my career. And I wasn't happy with the life I was leading. My job kind of defined me, and I hated it. I had some good coworkers, but I really was at the point where it was bleeding out into where I didn't even want to be around my coworkers. I've only kept in touch with a few, but the few I did keep in touch with are very close, and we ended up helping each other get jobs in another place, which is another story. You only need a few good friends in the world. And I had a really close friend at work who helped me get my next job. And a wonderful man. He really stuck up for me. You don't know who, I don't want to get too sentimental. When you make changes in your life and you take chances and you take dares, you really don't know who your friends are until you step out there on that ledge and you shimmy across to the other side. Then you find out who your real friends are, who people you can count on, and who's a genuine, really good person out there. Just let me finish this email. You're right. I think she would like this book too. I really should send her. You think? Can I just forward it? It's kind of impersonal though, because I addressed each email to a specific friend. Okay. Well, let me do it. Oh well. I was out of work for 3 months. Of course, you have your unemployment benefit. I had, which the I lived in Ohio at the time, and Ohio had the Employment Bureau of Employment Services. They had jobs lined up for me like crazy. So I went on a bunch of interviews, and I actually had a job before the job I ended up taking, and I ended up quitting because it just was not right. Okay, so I had a job I was unhappy with. Now I need you to understand this, because I'm not a jerk. I'll work anywhere. I don't think any place is too good for me to work. I've had labor jobs, ditch digging jobs. I've done it all when I was a kid. All kinds of manual labor. I've busted my ass. I'm not too good to work for a living. Put on a pair of gloves and work my ass off. But you get older and it gets harder. Okay, I left a job, well, didn't have a choice. Left the job when the plant closed, and I land a job right away. I get an interview, I got a job. It's going to end up paying fairly close to what I was going to do before. Wife's fine with it. Kids are fine with it. I may have to relocate, not sure. It should be all right. I go down, first day on the job, walk in, look around, start to, look at what I have to do and some other aspects of the job, and I just realized, like, this is like I start work at 7 a.m., and I realize by 9 o'clock I'm not working here. I've never walked out on a job in my life. 2 kids in college, like I said before. Been out of work now a month and a half. On my ass, out of work. Got the dream job of a lifetime offered to me. And I'm looking for a new start. Look around and go, this is as bad or worse than where I just came from. I gotta get the hell out of here. I can't work here. I walk right up, tell the guy, this ain't working out. I'm leaving. Take me to the exit. I'm gone. And I quit. Just like that. Gone. Walked out on a job. I've never walked out on a job my whole life. But I kept telling myself, this isn't right for me. I pull in, could not get, it was a storm, snow everywhere, winter storm. This is winter, I'm laid off and it's winter time, and that's the worst time to try and find a job. I drive home, I can't get a signal on my phone. Finally, I just throw the phone down, I'm just driving home, I don't want to get my wife worked up. I pull in, my wife's like, well, something's wrong because you're back. I tell her, no way. I explain, I can't do it. And I want to assure you, she's in the same boat as me. She knows me. She knows this is a guy that works for a living. Backs me up 100%, not a word. If you don't think it's right for you, if you don't want to do it, I understand, don't. It's okay, we'll get something else. It'll be okay. We will get something else. We'll find something else. You're going to be okay. That's the kind of girl I went home to. And that's exactly what happened. And this is the weird part. I'm sitting at home. I call up a buddy of mine and say, I really want to try and get in where you're at. What's coming up? A week later? He says, don't worry, I'll let you know. And a week later, I get a call for an interview there. So this puts me around March. I interview. They say, hey, this guy, this is it. Now, this job before that, I had to take a physical, drug test, entrance test, I had all this stuff to get this job. I passed with flying colors. They're like, you're the guy we want. Beg me to take this job. And I walk out the first day on him. I felt so guilty. But it just wasn't right. It just was not right for me. So I get this other interview about a week later, and a buddy of mine is there, and I interview, and everything goes well. They rush my paperwork through, and only I could get hired on April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day, I get hired. So they sent an email out to everyone that they hired me on April Fool's Day. This is my starting date. Like, welcome him to the business. And everybody thought it was a joke that they hired this guy because it was an April Fool's joke. So that started out with quite a lot of laughs, basically. But I was so grateful. And that kind of leads into what we're talking about here with Lauren's book. Through a little personal witness here. Something changed. Something changed inside. And I said, I want to keep this going. I want to keep this good feeling, this structure, this part of my life that's changed. I want to make a positive shot at it. I want to be a good guy. I want to be a good person. I want things to go well in my life. I don't want to be divisive, diversive. I don't want to be a bad person. I want to be a good person. And I started tinkering with the idea of doing ASMR. Now remember, this is April. I thought it might be August or September that year, I start my ASMR channel. I start doing ASMR videos on a regular basis. It was basically a test thing, just to kind of work out some angst and feel good about myself, for lack of a better term. And I actually got a little grief because it was really different from what I was used to doing. But within a couple months, I started to gain some following. A lot of nice people came forward to kind of help me out, which I've always been grateful for. Some people gave me some notice. Some of the bigger ASM artists noticed me almost right away. Now I'm going to tell you something funny. I thought in the back of my mind, is my friend Lauren going to be impressed with what I'm doing? Well, I hope she was. I hope she's impressed now, because I just love this book. I'm going to read this book, and I might even do a second review after I've read it and looked at some of the teachings. And here's one, for instance, that I do follow. And it's a ritual for gratitude, but I just want to tell you that I personally do this. Well, there's two things I do here. One is, if somebody helps me out, I do write a letter of gratitude, even if it's a short 1-line or 2-line thank you. If someone does something meaningful for me, I take the time to write them a note, so that they're aware that I'm conscious of their effort. But here's something I do. Meditate with a focus on gratitude. To help fine-tune your ability to take in your surroundings, reduce distraction, and encourage a frame of mind for counting your blessings. As you breathe in through your nose, identify a gift in your life, and in your mind, say the name of the gift. I have a little cold, I'm sorry. As you exhale, say, I am grateful. Do this for 10 breaths that are connected to 10 gifts. On the inhale, identify the gift, and on the exhale, feel grateful for that gift. Do this either first thing in the morning or part of your evening routine, so that you may ritualize it. I do something very similar to that. I'm probably consider myself somewhat deeply religious, but I'm not a church-going person. But I'm very grateful, and I thank my Maker quite often for my blessings. And I do something very similar to that. I need to combine it with the meditation and the breathing exercise, which I learned through martial arts when I was and that's the problem. When I was a younger man, I learned martial arts, meditation and breathing, but it was from the aspect of calming my spirit for focusing on a combat situation or a stressful situation. I wasn't looking at it as a life lesson to make my life a better place for myself, to build a life around me in a positive way. I was looking at it as a defensive mechanism. American martial arts are like that. And I don't think I missed the lesson. I just think I had to age into it. I had to grow up. And little boys, some of them take a very long time to grow up. So, but if something in my life is going good or bad, I am grateful, and I am aware when something isn't going right in my life, and it's a lesson to be learned. So that is something I actually do that. So I can't get over this. Have I waxed on enough about this most wonderful book? I'm so proud of her. Can you tell? And she's going to say, well, at least you were honest, you didn't read it. But I am a very slow reader, and I'm going to have to incorporate some of this into my thinking. I have watched Lauren's videos for years, and I incorporated a lot of her teachings and methods into my daily life, into my daily mental exercises on how to see the world in a more positive light. So this is, to me, is an extension of that, and I want to take the time to give it proper justice and read it and digest it. One thing I do miss about my life is I was a lot more athletic when I was younger, and through different reasons I got away from that, and I'd like to get that back in my life. So I'm hoping I can get my strength back mentally. I used to swim every day, and I just got away from it. And I love swimming, and I'm going to tell everybody, not a bad secret, but a secret. I have a membership to a gym with the most beautiful indoor pool, sauna, hot tub, everything, and it's practically brand new in the community. And I've been paying it for the best part of 10 years. I haven't been there in the last 5 years. I don't think I've been there more than a few times. I just can't go. I'm holding myself back, and I pay every month, $50 a month to go to the gym, and I don't go. There's a mental block in there. I don't know. There's not enough time in the day. It's excuses, and I've got to get it out of my head. I'm gonna live a lot longer if I start working out and take care of my body and lose some weight. I'll feel better. I'll look better on camera. But anyway, you can get this book. I'll put the information below in the description box, but you can get this book on Amazon. That's where I got it. And I hope you'll take the time to check it out. They have a paperback, and I think they have a digital. Digital might work for most people, but I prefer the old-fashioned hardback. Paperbacks are okay, but paperbacks are science fiction books to me. If you're going to get a book, you want to have some weight to it. You want to have some value to it. You want to go hardback. I'm not saying science fiction isn't good, but science fiction is something you bend over the cover and you wrap it around so you can read it upside down in bed. That's science fiction. That's Lord of the Rings, not Daily Rituals for Happiness by Lauren Ostrowski Fenton. That's a hardback book. So, and I know she's catering to an older audience because the typeface is a lot bigger. I can actually read this without my cheaters, which my eyes are getting worse. Ugh. Oh, and she has a part on essential oils, and I love essential oils. I use essential oils for pain relief and muscle fatigue, joint pain. They're so non-invasive, so much better than just popping aspirin and Tylenol constantly. The essential oils, they're not a joke. I know you hear about all this pseudo medicine when it comes to herbal and natural remedies. Essential oils really work. I can't believe it. I use something called Deep Blue from doTERRA oils. Deep Blue. You put that oil, they also have a cream version of it, but you put that oil on your, like a joint pain or muscle fatigue, you won't believe how much better you feel. It's startlingly amazing. So, well, let's get one more. I'm just going to tell you what, you're right. I'm going to send out, I don't think my friends will mind, I'm going to send out a message to everyone to get this book. Here is an ASM artist who wrote a self-help book. We should support that. We really should. And I hope she gets some sales from all this. She certainly deserves it because look at the work that she put in. I think she deserves it, yeah. Okay, I'll send to all. There you go. Well, thanks for bringing that in for me. Why, I didn't have time to check the mail. I'm too busy with my rituals. Checking the mail is a ritual, but I don't usually check till later. And on today, I wouldn't have had time to check it because I'm trying to get caught up on my paperwork. So I really appreciate you bringing my mail in. No, I do. I appreciate you coming here every day and spending time with me. You know I do. And I always leave you with the same thing when you go. I always say, I hope you have a most blessed day. So, you don't remember me saying that? Ever? Come on. You've known me this long. I always look directly into the eyes of the person I'm with when they're going away, and I say, my name is Dr. Andrew Michaels, and until we meet again, I hope you have a most blessed day. And I wish them a fond bye-bye. You gotta be kidding me. You've never heard me say that. I put you to sleep. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I really have important things to say if I'm putting you to sleep. Gee whiz. I guess that's a compliment. Well, anyway, thanks a lot. All right, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.